When I sat down to watch the Going Places documentary, I think the last person's name that I was expecting to hear during it was Stephen Salopek. Like, who was the most random footballer you impersonated growing up?
It probably was Stephen Salopek. Dad said to us, he goes, gee, that's, I didn't know about that. And yeah, Josh and I looked back and we said, gee, there's some fond memories there. But yeah, Stephen Salopek was one of them. And as we said, we got through nearly half the AFL. It was players that were the bargains in the Supercoach team. We tried to pump them up off the field too.
And you jumped around teams-wise as well. Do you want to actually put this to bed? I know there's some confusion around how long you're actually wearing a Carlton jumper, whether there's still one, in the back of your head. If Mark Murphy become a list manager at Carlton, what you'd actually do.
I think my eyes are set well and truly on Collingwood. And yeah, when I was younger, I had a year or so where I followed the Blues closely, and I was just an indecisive boy back then. But no, it doesn't matter. I think who's list manager of Carlton, I'm pretty set on going to Collingwood, which I'm excited about. Is
there anything you want to embarrass Cal with? What have you learned about him throughout the last 12 months?
I've heard he has a big man crush on Sam Walsh. And I don't think it's a big secret. But,
no, it's not a secret at all.
Love Walshy. Yeah, Walshy is a favourite of Riley's as well. It's mainly because Riley has a number 18 Carlton jumper.
Yeah. Are you sure you don't want to go to the Blues?
I'll take any opportunity, but I'm pretty set on the Pies.
Have you met Sam Walsh?
No.
Actually, no. Remember?
Oh, briefly we did.
Briefly, it was very brief.
The NAB.
NAB League launch, and it was interesting actually, because Sam's got a really big interest in kids coming through as well. So I'm sure he would have followed your progress across this year. But is there a player that you think in the early stages of their career you've watched even more intensely over the last few years? I know the 2016 draft is a big thing for you because that was Josh's draft year, and that's when it became a little bit more real for you that down the track that could be you. Are there players that have come through the system in the past 3 or 4 or 5 years that you really enjoy watching more than others? Yeah,
well, as you said, there's so many. I mean, obviously what Walsh is doing right now is amazing. Noah Anderson, Matt Rao, they're a couple that I was fortunate enough to play with, and I love watching them up at the Suns. But I think the main one would probably be Hugh McGluggage. The 2016 draft, I watched him play in the Carnival, and then I was sort of seeing how he's progressed as an AFL footballer, and he's one that, I try and model my game on, but obviously he's an absolute superstar, so I look up to him.
What about at the Pies? I mean, take your brother out of the equation. Who are you most looking forward to working with next year?
Every single player I'm looking forward to working with. They're all really good lads and all hard-working, but if I had to choose a couple, probably I love Braden Maynard's intensity and the energy he brings to the group, and then another one would be Jamie Elliott. I think he's just such a superstar and a really humble bloke, so I can't wait to get working with everyone.